Have you ever felt like you were forgotten? Lost in a world that kept moving without you? Like your prayers were met with silence and every door kept closing for no reason? But what if the silence wasn't rejection, but preparation? A divine pause before the breakthrough God has been planning just for you. You didn't stumble upon this message by accident. You didn't just scroll and land here by chance. This moment, this very second, is a divine appointment, a holy interruption. In the middle of your ordinary day, because when God wants to speak to your heart, He doesn't wait for perfect timing. He moves in His time. And this, right now, is His time for you. Somewhere deep in your spirit, you've felt it. A gentle tug, a quiet stirring. Something has been shifting inside you for weeks, maybe months, maybe even years. You've smiled in public while silently aching in private. You've kept moving, kept showing up, but in the silence of your heart, a question kept echoing. God, did you forget about me? But hear me now. That question is about to be answered. Not by me, but by heaven itself. Because you are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not late. You are right on time, God's time. And the fact that you're still here, still standing, still breathing, is proof that God's hand has never left you, even when you couldn't feel. In every tear you cried behind closed doors, He saw. Every moment you felt unseen, He noticed. Every time your heart whispered, "How much longer, Lord?" Heaven heard it louder than a shout. And now the silence is breaking. Now the heavens are answering. Now the Spirit of God is declaring over your life, this is your moment. You see, when God begins to awaken someone's spirit, it often starts with discomfort, an uneasiness, a restlessness. You can't quite explain it, but something inside you knows. Life can't stay the same. You were created for more than just surviving. That's not emotion. That's not coincidence. That's the Spirit of God awakening purpose inside of you. Because before you were born, before your first breath, God wrote your story. He set a time, a place, a calling. And now, He's calling it forward. You may feel unqualified. You may feel tired, confused, or even broken. But God doesn't wait for perfection. He moves through surrender. You are not being called because you're flawless. You are being called because you are chosen. Yes, you. You've been chosen for such a time as this. It's okay if you don't have all the answers. It's okay if you don't know what tomorrow holds. Because God isn't asking you to map out every step. He's asking you to trust Him for the next one. There's something sacred about this moment. Something holy in the very air around you. Because heaven is closer than you think. And when heaven leans in, everything changes. Doors that were once shut begin to open. Clarity that once felt far begins to come into focus, and strength that felt lost begins to rise up within you again. You don't need to earn this moment. You only need to receive it. This isn't hype. This is holy. You've been walking through the shadows, wondering if the light would ever return. But here it is, piercing through the fog, reminding you that God's not finished. He's just getting started. The voice inside you, the whisper that says, there's more to your life than what you've seen. That's not just hope. That's the Spirit calling you back to life, to destiny, to alignment with heaven. And now the moment has come. This is your confirmation. This is your spiritual alarm clock ringing loudly, telling you to rise, telling you to remember who you are and whose you are. So don't ignore the stirring. Don't silence that still small voice, because when God calls, He doesn't call the ready. He makes ready the called. You don't have to understand it. You just have to say yes. Yes to the shift. Yes to the stretching. Yes to the awakening. Yes to the divine assignment on your life that can no longer be delayed. You've waited long enough. You've hidden long enough. Now is the time to come out of the shadows and step into the light of who God created you to be. The timing isn't random. It's prophetic. This is not just another day. It's the day heaven decided to remind you that you were born with purpose, marked by grace and called by name. Your heart knows it. Your spirit feels it. Now your steps must follow it. This is the divine nudge. This is the shift. This is the beginning. And friend, this is your moment. So maybe now you're starting to realize God hasn't been ignoring you. What felt like silence wasn't absence. What looked like delay wasn't rejection. It was preparation. It was the season where heaven was working behind the scenes, not to deny you, but to develop you. Because when God is about to do something big in your life, He first digs deep. He lays a foundation. And foundations, friend, are built in hidden places. You see, we often want the breakthrough, the blessing, the suddenly moments. But we forget. Every strong house needs deep roots. And roots don't grow in the spotlight. They grow in the dark, in the quiet, in the dirt. Maybe that's where you've been. In the dark, in the waiting, in the silence. Wondering, God, why does it feel like nothing's moving? But here's the truth. Everything was moving, you just couldn't see it. Because the most important work God does often happens beneath the surface. You weren't being overlooked. You were being overbuilt. Built for strength, built for endurance, built for impact that lasts. That pain you walked through, it wasn't pointless. Those lonely nights, they weren't wasted. Those prayers that felt like they bounced off the ceiling, they were being collected, and heaven heard every single one. God was stretching your faith, strengthening your spirit, refining your vision. Because what He's calling you into next is too important to be built on shallow ground. Let me say it this way. God loves you too much to promote you before you're prepared. He's not trying to slow you down. He's making sure when you rise, you stay. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, thrown in a pit, locked in a prison for years, forgotten, or so it seemed. But what looked like delay was actually design. God was training him in secret for a public assignment. He was building leadership in silence, shaping wisdom in obscurity. Because in one moment, Joseph went from prison to palace. But it wasn't sudden to God. It was scheduled. Your story may not look like Joseph's, but the pattern is the same. God didn't abandon you. He was building you. So when doors closed, it wasn't punishment. It was protection. When people walked away, it wasn't your loss. It was God's alignment. When the answer was not yet, it wasn't no, it was wait, I'm still working. That job you didn't get, that relationship that didn't work, that opportunity that passed you by, you thought it was failure, but it was fatherhood. Because God sees the whole path, not just the next step. He's not reacting to your life. He's directing it with precision, with intention, with love. And just like a gardener waits patiently for a seed to sprout, God has been waiting for the exact moment when your heart, your faith, your vision all align. Not because you earned it, but because you're ready to carry it. You see, the waiting season isn't wasted time. It's where strength is born. It's where clarity is forged. It's where you learn to walk by faith, not by sight. God wasn't punishing you. He was positioning you for greater things, for deeper impact, for a story that doesn't just bless you, but everyone connected to you. Because when the breakthrough comes, and it will be undeniable. And you'll look back and see that every why had a because. Every delay had a reason. Every silent moment was filled with divine activity. So don't despise the waiting. Don't curse the silence. Don't run from the slow seasons. Because what God is building in you now is too sacred to rush. He's not just preparing the blessing for you. He's preparing you for the blessing, and when it comes, you won't be overwhelmed by it. You'll be ready for it. You'll have the wisdom to steward it, the faith to walk it out, and the maturity to sustain it. So breathe. Trust the process. Don't give up just because it's quiet. God does His deepest work in the silence. And right now, whether you feel it or not, the ground is shifting. The roots are set. The foundation is strong. And the next move? It's coming faster than you think. Hold on. Heaven isn't done with you. It's just getting started. And now that the foundation has been laid, it's time to rise. You're not stepping into something random. You're stepping into who you were always meant to become. This isn't just a breakthrough, it's a becoming. The version of you that's been buried under fear, delay, disappointment, and doubt. That version is waking up. God isn't calling you to become someone else. He's calling you back to your original design. The you he saw before anyone spoke limitations over your life, before trauma taught you to shrink, before life tried to dim your fire. Deep down, you've always known there was more inside you. You felt it in the restlessness. You heard it in the silence. You saw glimpses of it in your dreams. But every time you tried to move forward, something pulled you back. Your past, your pain, your own perception of yourself. But hear me, God never changed his mind about you. He never rewrote your story. He's just been waiting for you to catch up to the truth of who you already are. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not disqualified. You are chosen. You are equipped. You are anointed. And now God is peeling back the layers, layer by layer, until what's left is real, pure, and powerful. Not because you're trying to prove something, but because you're ready to live in your true identity. See, the world taught you how to hide, to perform, to blend in. But heaven created you to stand out. And this next season, it's not about becoming famous. It's about becoming faithful to what's been placed in your hands. It's not about platform, it's about purpose. So don't be surprised if you start walking different, talking different, thinking different. Because when you awaken to who you truly are, you can't keep pretending to be someone you're not. The old mindset, it won't fit. The old patterns, they'll start to break. The old relationships, some of them won't come with you. Because transformation requires separation, but it also leads to restoration. God is restoring the real you, the bold you, the free you, the version of you who doesn't second-guess every decision, doesn't carry shame like a backpack, doesn't apologize for shining light in a dark world. This is not about hype. It's about heaven's hand on your life. And it's time to stop asking for permission to be who you already are. If the past told you you're not enough, if people told you you're too much, if fear told you you'll never make, God is telling you something else. You are mine, you are called, and you are ready. That voice inside you, the one that says, maybe I was made for more, it's not your imagination. It's your spirit remembering. And now the more is becoming visible. You're not just stepping into a new season. You're stepping into alignment. Alignment with God's timing. Alignment with your calling. Alignment with truth. This doesn't mean you'll never struggle again, but it means you'll no longer fight the wrong battles. You'll no longer fight to be seen, because you'll know you're seen by God. You'll no longer fight to prove yourself, because you'll walk in confidence born from the secret place. This is where fear loses its grip. This is where clarity places confusion. This is where you stop striving and start standing in authority. Not because you earned it, but because you remembered who gave it to you. Let this be the moment you mark as a return, a reintroduction, not to the world, but to yourself. You're not becoming something new. You're becoming something true. And the world needs this version. Vusus, not the filtered, quieted, diluted version, but the one God already crowned in secret. It's time. Time to pray like you believe heaven listens. Time to move like doors are already open. Time to speak like your words carry weight. Time to love like your heart has already been healed. You've been living like you were still in the dark, but the light's been green. The door's been open. The call's been echoing, and now your soul knows this is it. No more pretending, no more shrinking, no more standing on the sidelines of your own calling. You are the answer to someone's prayer. You are the light in someone's night. You are the breakthrough waiting to be revealed. So rise up, own it, live it. You're not stepping into a spotlight, you're stepping into your assignment. And when you do, heaven will move with you. Because this is who you were always meant to be. Now that you've remembered who you are, clarity is coming. Not just the kind that feels nice for a moment. I'm talking about real clarity. The kind that reshapes your path, your pace, your purpose. You're not wandering anymore. You're not lost in confusion, second-guessing every turn. Because once you align with God's voice, everything else begins to fall into place. The fog that's been clouding your decisions, it's lifting. The weight of indecision that used to hold you hostage, it's breaking. Because when God awakens you to your identity, He doesn't stop there. He starts guiding your every step. You're not being pushed by pressure anymore. You're being led by peace, and that's how you'll know it's Him. Not in the noise, not in the chaos, but in the stillness, the assurance, the inner knowing that says, this is the way. Walk in it. You'll start to notice things. That gut feeling, it's not just intuition, that sudden red flag. It's not paranoia. It's discernment, divine insight, and it's being activated in you right now. God is sharpening your senses. He's training your ears to hear His whisper above the world's volume. He's aligning your heart to beat with His rhythm. You're going to start seeing people for who they really are, not through the lens of emotion, but through the lens of wisdom. Not through fear, but through faithful clarity. There will be moments when He tells you to stay, and you'll know it's right. Other moments when He tells you to walk away, and you won't argue this time. Why? Because you're finally starting to trust His voice more than your own feelings. That's maturity. That's spiritual growth. That's the result of all those silent seasons where He was shaping your discernment. You've prayed for direction. You've begged for signs. But what you didn't realize is that God wasn't just going to hand you a map. He was making you the compass. The Holy Spirit inside of you is becoming louder than the doubts around you. And He's not leading you into comfort. He's leading you into calling. Yes, there will still be unknowns, but you won't fear them like you used to. Because your faith no longer depends on clarity. Your clarity now flows from faith. You may not have all the answers, but you have the guide. And that's enough. He's opening doors you couldn't find before. He's closing doors you didn't have the strength to shut. He's arranging conversations, aligning resources and shifting circumstances, all in your favor. Because now that you've stepped into who you really are, God is giving you access to what's been waiting on the other side of obedience. The right people are being drawn to you, the wrong people are fading. Not because you forced anything, but because clarity brings separation. You don't have to chase opportunities anymore. The right ones will recognize your alignment. You don't have to beg for connection. The right voices will resonate with your assignment. And when confusion tries to creep back in, you'll remember the truth. God is not the author of confusion. He is the bringer of clarity. So keep your eyes up. Keep your ears open, because instructions are coming, answers are coming, breakthrough is coming. And it won't feel like striving. It'll feel like flowing, like the river knows where to go, like the path lights up as you take the step. That's how heaven moves, step by step, not mile by mile. He's not asking you to see the full picture. He's asking you to trust the next pixel, and you can. Because He's proven Himself faithful in every shadow, in every valley, in every no, and every not yet. That same God who whispered your name in the secret place is now declaring your assignment in public places. He's not hiding His will from you. He's revealing it, one whisper at a time, one divine prompt at a time, one open door at a time. So lean in, silence the noise. Get still enough to hear Him. He's speaking, He's guiding, and He's leading you to places you didn't even know were possible. Clarity is not just a feeling. It's a strategy, and God is giving it to you because you are ready to carry it. This is more than guidance. This is divine navigation, and every step forward is a step further into your calling. Don't hesitate, don't doubt it. You've waited long enough. Now it's time to move, clearly, confidently, and completely aligned with heaven's direction. Now that the fog has lifted and the path is clear, it's time to move. But not just for you, because what God is about to do through you isn't just personal, it's generational. You're not stepping into this new season just to feel better. You're stepping in to make impact. This clarity, this awakening, this breakthrough, it was never just about you. It's about everyone who's going to be touched by your obedience. Because when you rise, others rise with you. When you speak, others will hear the truth they've been waiting for. When you walk in purpose, others will remember they have one. So you are not just a receiver of blessing. You are a carrier of transformation. Everything you've walked through, every heartbreak, every delay, every hard lesson, it's all becoming the very oil that will anoint others in their wilderness. You didn't go through the fire just to survive. You went through it so you could come out carrying fire. Fire that lights up dark places. Fire that ignites faith in people who forgot how to hope. So don't minimize your story. Don't downplay your journey. Don't hide what God healed in you because someone out there is praying for the breakthrough that you already carry. Your scars, they're sacred. Your healing, it's holy. Your testimony, it's powerful. And this next chapter isn't about perfection. It's about purpose in motion. You're not waiting anymore. You're walking, you're building, you're speaking. You're showing up not in fear but in faith. And as you move, heaven moves with you. The same God who parted seas, who raised dry bones, who called David from the field and Esther from the shadows, that same God is calling you now, not to be impressive, but to be available, not to strive, but to surrender, not to perform, but to walk in power. Because the power isn't yours, it's His flowing through you. And when you let go of who you thought you had to be, you finally step into who He created you to be. This is a divine unveiling, a holy release. God is placing weight on your voice, your vision, your steps. You're not just entering a new season, you're entering your divine assignment. And this time you won't shrink. This time you won't apologize for being anointed. This time you'll move with the confidence of someone who knows they were sent. Because you were. Heaven has written this chapter in advance, and now the page is turning in real time. The connections are aligning. The provision is unlocking. The favor is flowing. Not because you manipulated it, but because you said yes. Your yes is unlocking other people's freedom. Your obedience is breaking chains you'll never even see. And your presence in rooms, in families and communities, it's going to shift atmospheres. Not because you're perfect, but because you're present and filled with purpose. So go where He sends you. Say what He tells you. Do it afraid, but do it. You don't need every detail. You just need enough faith to take the next step. Because as you go, God will show. And as you pour out, He'll keep filling you up. Because rivers don't run dry when their source is eternal. You are becoming the answer to prayers others haven't even spoken yet. And you don't need a stage to make impact. Your obedience in the ordinary will make waves in the supernatural. How you show up at work, how you treat people, how you forgive, how you love, how you lead your children, how you speak when no one's watching. That's ministry. That's where purpose shows up in power. And now, the world is going to see the real you, the one heaven has always known, the healed you, the whole you, the bold you. So don't retreat, don't rehearse your old fears. Don't replay what didn't work. That chapter is closed. This one is holy. And it's already begun. Because God doesn't just restore, He releases, He repositions, He resurrects what you thought was over. And this new version of you isn't a copy of anyone else. It's authentic, it's refined, it's unstoppable. You've been hidden long enough. You've healed long enough. Now it's time to be revealed, so rise up, not just for yourself, but for every life that's going to be changed because you chose to obey. The world isn't waiting for someone better. It's waiting for someone real. It's waiting for you.